So I think the invitation today that we did to each other is to talk a bit about framing mature skin, aging skin, but very much with the focus, what we say, age tellers, right? So those areas which give in your age. And today we're going to talk neck and décolleté.
I think aging, it's obviously something that happens to all of us. And I think, yeah, you know, and it's a privilege to age. That's kind of how I try and put it out there as well. But like you've said, there are these certain areas on men and women that, like you said, they show the aging process a little bit more. You know, maybe there've been areas we've neglected until we start noticing it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know when we talked about this idea, we thought maybe we could talk about menopause, but I think general aging and these kind of key areas, it happens no matter whether you're male or female. So I think that's a good thing that hopefully we're going to be able to give you guys some inspiration on.
Of course, and some tips and tricks. We like to do those things. So, but just framing it a little bit when we say maturity and not necessarily, as you say, menopause, but let's say with maturity, some hormonal fluctuations, both for men and women. So metabolism starts changing, right? So we start getting some bad news. Normally, they are not good news, no?
No, unfortunately. No, actually, the metabolism changing, I think often we just think of the waistline maybe expanding, but with the metabolism change, we've got, you know, our cell turnover is slowing down. It's not just that we need to go to the gym more to maintain, you know,
which helps, right?
It does. It absolutely does. But yeah, as we're aging, our cell turnover, including our skin cell turnover, it's slowing down. It's part of the natural aging process, and it happens to all of us at different kind of stages. We can't suddenly say, right, as soon as you hit 30, we're all kind of aging at the same rate. We've got our genetics that plays with that, but then we've also got the extrinsic factors. So those are the things that are around us that can either help us with our aging process or speed that process up. That can be stress, diet, sun exposure, smoking, all of those things outside of the body. They can speed up our cellular aging process.
Yeah, and that's why there's so many ingredients that we are always advocating to try to speed up or keep a certain rhythm on that cellular turnover. I mean, from the blockbusters like the retinoids, I mean, which is one of the most obvious. At Swissline, since we are here, Swissline, I cannot resist, of course, sharing a little bit from our side. We like to mix together with the retinoids some growth factors, like some proteins which help. Have you ever tried skincare with growth factors? You're familiar?
Yeah, actually, I kind of, with the growth factor side of things, you're going to have to remind me the specific ones that Swissline use. But I kind of, to me, I know you've mentioned retinol or retinoids. Yeah. They've been hailed as this amazing, one-off, incredible ingredient that everybody needs to use. To me, it's one part of what we kind of need in our skincare. And actually, if we just use retinoids, our skin, it wouldn't function well at all. It would be overstimulating to the skin and drying. And so actually with our skincare, we need that multifaceted of ingredients. And I think because retinoids have had a lot of, I don't know, voice around them, a lot of people have just grabbed onto that. And I think it's really important to actually know it needs balance. And the growth factors, you know, tell me, you kind of, your knowledge on that kind of thing is probably a load better than mine.
No, well, the growth factors, and we fully agree. Actually, if you are watching or if you're going to watch the recorded version after, and you're not familiar with Swissline, you come from Abigail or any other side of the universe, and you just land here out of the blue, if you go to our website, we have what we call the perfect formula pyramid, which is exactly a structure where we give a certain backbone, a certain logic to ingredients, from the basic to the more elaborate. And exactly retinol sits on the upper tiers, assuming that you have established your base with moisturizers, with barrier, with sun protection, with anti-inflammatories, and the growth factors as well. They make sense. They are signaling proteins, which our body uses. So we produce naturally growth factors. And of course, the growth factors we are using, they are mimetic. They are imitating the real deal. We don't want to have human growth factors or real growth factors. That's another big discussion.
It is, because actually there are some products that I use with those things in, but we're not going to cover those because that is it's a whole other thing. Yeah.
Your secret weapons. It's your secret weapons. So let's keep that.
Yeah, I have a few secret weapons actually.
Yeah. No, but I think that's the message. Yeah.
Yeah. I know we're sat in my treatment room. Maybe I can show you a few secret things in a bit.
So we close with that. You open.
Cool. Amazing.
You open us the door to your secret room. Perfect. So guys, there is a reason to stay till the end. Abigail is going to open the doors to paradise. That's good. Okay, let's get serious again. So growth factors, the retinoids, so things to speed up. I mean, you know that we are very believers in collagen, which is more of a replenishing, plumping, the amino acids. What else could cross your mind that you are a firm believer?
Okay, so the hydrators, I know you've mentioned the collagen, but there's the ceramides, there's the hyaluronic acids, there's you know, that side of the hydrators that I think skin cells need. I also think one of the things that we haven't mentioned is the acids as in the exfoliators as well. Yes. That's another, you know, some of them are just exfoliating the skin, whereas others, they've got other key things that they can do, whether it's exfoliate and brighten or exfoliate and hydrate, or, you know, there's lots of things that they can do. I mean, to be honest, the science of what goes into skincare and what the skin benefits from is vast, is totally...
It's an ocean. It's a universe full of planets, and some of them obscure, some of them very, very well known.
And actually, the other thing that I love, I know we're talking about specifically Swissline, is within a product, if it's got let's say growth factors, you can't have every single skincare ingredient in one product, and that's actually where we need a routine of products, and we can layer the products, because if you try and fit everything into one cream, the percentages of it are going to be so minute, they're not going to do the job. And actually, this is where a routine of home care or treatments or whatever really comes into play, being able to layer those up.
Okay, so let's get serious about our main topic. So we said in the beginning, okay, this is just to frame some ideas about mature skin. So some of you listening, I already saw some comments. You say, that's me, that's exactly what I need. I'm really need 4 ingredients to speed up collagen production and such things. So those are all the reasons behind those areas we call the age teller. So normally it's the eye contour, the lip zone, but today we're going to talk neck and décolleté, right?
Yeah. It's when it's too late. Well, no, it's never too late. I lie, it's never too late. Yeah. But it's often when we're beginning to see the signs of aging that we then go, oh, I should have been doing something on this area. I think a lot more of us are now probably cleansing further down, you know. It's still, we call it our skincare, and often we kind of see that as maybe here upwards, and you know, but actually we should actually be seeing our facial routine down to decollete. I'm sat here with a shirt on, and I think many of us kind of sit, we have got this bit exposed, and it ages possibly, I'm going to say quicker, just because of the type of skin that we've got on here. We haven't got so much plumpness
Yeah.
on here. It's usually kind of, we've got muscle, fine skin, and on bone. And just because of the angle of this area, it's open to whether it's sun exposure or the elements. So this area often, it's a giveaway. We know that actually those ladies or gents who've had a facelift, this suddenly might look fabulous, but then this can be a bit of a giveaway.
It's like a certain age from the chin up and a different age from the chin down, right?
Yes. Yeah, you know, so unless you're going to suddenly, everything is polo necks, you know, to cover the neck up. We really need to be putting our serums and our creams and even specific neck decollete products on this area. So
let's separate. So for those listening, which time is still on their side, right? So it's more the preventive. The good advice, as you say, should be to take the same care for face extending to the neck and décolleté.
Yes, I do have a caveat with that though. Okay. So we can cleanse, we can hydrate, you know, you can put your antioxidants and your hyaluronic acid and those kind of serums. With your retinoids, I'd be a little bit cautious, and also with your acid kind of ingredients, because the skin from here down, it is more sensitive. So you're more likely to come up overstimulated. So those are the only kind of skincare ingredients that I'd like to play a little bit gentler on this area. So this is the prevention. Now let's imagine that time is not on our side, it's on our face already a bit, and there are already some age tellers. So what should we do? So probably we need a specific neck décolleté type of treatment? Definitely. And it could be, they can come in so many different forms. I actually think, I know Swissline do have one. I'll show you that. So I think there's a lack of neck-specific products available. Considering it's a key area that so many people comment on, it's still, we don't consider it in our general routine that we've got an individual product. I've got some of your products in front of me. Hold on a second. Here we go. Because I've been playing with this one, and I love the fact that it feels really hydrating, but not oily. And I think particularly key with all products, we want the tech and the ingredients there, but we want to love using them. Because if you don't, otherwise you don't use the experience, there's no point. You know, we'll have spent a fortune on a product that's going to sit on the shelf. And what I particularly like about this one is how it absorbs. So even if I've got an open neck on, I'm not worried about, oh my goodness, it's, you know, it's going to put product on my underwear. Like a gel cream. It's like a gel cream. Yes, that's a good description of it. It feels slightly watery with its hydration, So guys, so for you who are curious, so this is Cell Shock Perfect Profile Remodeling Cream. And I will just elaborate a little bit on the ingredients, but I'm just curious, I'm sure everybody's curious, how do you apply a neck cream? Is it from top to bottom, bottom up? What is the right gesture? Okay, so firstly, neck and décolleté, be generous with your application. I would put it into palms of hands or maybe a little bit more fingertips. Spread it on like so, and then it doesn't, this is a bit of a teacher because everybody goes, oh, you've got to go upwards. You don't just have to go upwards with the application process. We've got so many muscles. We've got one called the platysma, which is like a sheath of muscle that spreads, but it's attached up here and down here on the clavicle. So if we're thinking of muscle, it's strong, it's attached. So if we're going downwards, we are not going to be doing any damage. You know, if we rub up and down our biceps, we don't cause any damage. There's also like a network of other muscles underneath the platysma. And interestingly, one of them, it's called the sternocleidomastoid. It actually attaches behind our ear. So, so as much as we're thinking, oh, we want to just put our products and massage here, it really
throat, like normally it's, you just think about the visible throat area, basically. But so you're saying that we should come
Yeah,
behind the ear. Yeah.
from back here. So it attaches behind our ear and then it comes forwards across our problem area. Yeah. So when we're, you know, with product, you've got that excuse to be massaging up and down.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
just soft. It's just more the soft movement.
No, I want
No.
you to be firm. These muscles are attached
Okay.
bone to bone. Okay. Where it's attached bone to bone, you can be really firm. Get your
Okay.
knuckles involved, knuckle up and down. Get the blood flow going. Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously both sides. What's quite nice, I'm kind of showing you that's using my opposite hand to opposite shoulder. That's a nice way of doing it. But also both knuckles up and down.
Okay.
Yeah. You obviously have to be more delicate over this middle area. We've got the windpipe there. So that is actually where I'd use a bit more of a cupping.
Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. And this particular area, you do need a little bit of support on the skin. So just above the clavicle, if you just support the skin, and this is where it is quite nice just to cup and come off and lift. And I'm naturally doing it. I'm kind of naturally tilting my head backwards so
Okay.
you can get the full length of that muscle.
And then in the end, if I conclude right, it's also a bit that tension of going with the muscle, that you make the movement in a bit of that tension that creates also the stimulation of the tissue, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Another great move I'll show you.
Okay.
This move, it's actually it's in my book that's coming out early next year.
Guys, note down. Do we have a date for launch or not yet? Still.
It's going to be available on Amazon pre-order this side of
Okay.
Christmas. Okay.
Christmas.
And then,
Okay.
yeah, then physically available early next year. But it's a 4-week plan.
So everybody, Christmas is priority number 1, Swissline. When you bought everything, and there is nothing you can think of, then you pre-buy.
Yeah. Okay. It's going to be called the Glow Plan, and it's a 4-week plan.
Wow. From my perspective, what I really believe is crucial, it's anti-glycation type of technologies, because we don't want today to go too much into the technologies, but the reason why normally that skin, it's also aging faster, it's actually glycation. So it's the breakdown of collagen together with the sugar in the diet, but we're not going to tell people not to eat sugar, right? I mean, just not processed so much, refined so much, so more complex sugars. You agree?
So is our alcohol still okay?
When it's dark.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Good. Okay.
As long as you dim the lights and there are candles,
It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, brilliant. Then no one notices, no one sees. Yeah.
Exactly. No, but of course we know what we are saying, right? So, but then we have you covered. So if you are a little bit enjoying that sugar, there are peptides, there are amino acids. So for those of which are nerds, we talk about carnosine, we talk about taurine, we talk about carnitine. These are the 3 amino acids which can help to trap the sugar which is glycating your proteins. So this goes for your diet, but also goes for technologies and dipeptides. So that's all I wanted to say, is that it's not only the collagen and the hyaluronic acid. If we talk neck and decollete, it's very important to think glycation. And if you don't do Swissline, if you do some other brand, I'm still your friend, not for very long, but just for some time, you think anti-glycation. That's what I would say you really need to think for your neck and decollete, technologies which address glycation. But then it's not only skincare.
No, well, you said technologies.
Yes.
So I've got loads of gadgets in my treatment room. That kind of makes them sound not very technical. However, some of them are amazing. They're not the cheapest of technologies for me to invest in, or actually from a treatment point of view. But there's a few that are specifically amazing for lift, for refining, for that pre-facelift.
So those are professional devices which can be found. So Abigail, how can we follow you? So I know you're very active on Instagram because I follow you.
Yeah, so Instagram, you can find me Abigail James 1. You can also find me on YouTube. I think it's just Abigail James. I think that's what my YouTube channel is. And my website, where there's a blog, there's new posts on there. You can obviously book to see me from my website, and I do virtual skin consultations.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But yeah, you know, there's lots of info on the blog as well. So
great.
That you can find me.
Great. So guys, think that, and check Inky as well, as I said in the very beginning, the charming dog. Don't forget about that.
Yes, I need to do another post for Inky. She's due another post on my grid, so I will have to do that. Do
that. And from my side, so DH Traveler, me personally, both on Instagram and on YouTube. So here, Swissline.skincare. So I also saw the question where to find the products in the UK. For the time being, you can find them online exclusively, but very soon, because I know a lot is cooking, so you'll find it also in a selection of medic spas and aesthetic clinics as well. But for time being, it's Swissline-cosmetics.co.uk. That's the web shop. But you also find these in the description down. And by the way, guys, if you want more of Custodio, Abigail together, Abigail and Custodio, there is still the collagen here on Swissline Skincare. You still have the Instagram Live on collagen that we did last year. So Abigail, thank you so much for sharing also part of your house. That was very charming.
It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. I apologize that Inky isn't here to say hi, but
no, but that's
it's always great chatting to you.
Pleasure. So we are sure that more people will have beautiful necks and décolleté very, very soon, right? Yeah. Do as we say, guys. Don't do as we do. Do as we say.
Brilliant.
Pleasure. See you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.